Bonjour, and should I say, welcome back to Rendez-Vous. Today we have the chance to host the sexiest Frenchman. He's a talented model signed in one of the biggest agencies here in LA. He lived in France, but also the United States. And today we're here to compare the difference in culture-wise, and also as well as teaching some French to you guys. So, welcome, Pierre. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, guys.
Of course.
Thanks for coming. You have a crazy background. First of all, do you remember when we shot that BlackBerry shoot together?
Yeah.
That commercial? That was you were such a great model, man.
you guys
are trying to be.
You guys are besties?
Yeah. We became besties. Yeah.
We were on a shoot. He was a model. I was working PA and just the French culture, and he just had that charisma. He came out and said, "I was like, oh damn!" You know, when the sun shines on you.
That's a lot of hype.
Okay, I will give you the $100. Thank you for saying it.
To give our audience a little background about yourself, you tell me if I'm wrong, but so you were born in Paris from an Italian mother, Cameroonian father. How do you say that? Cameroonian?
Cameroonian.
Or you play basketball and then you want to be a football player, right? Or soccer, but football.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
Striker.
I'm a goalkeeper. Let's see if you can score on me.
I'm pretty sure I could.
Then you graduated college with a master.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. You appeared in a French reality TV called Secret Story, which is... Do you want to give a little background of what Secret Story is?
What is Secret Story? Because we don't have this here in the US.
Kind of. Secret Story is kind of like Big Brother. You know what I mean? Here's this Big Brother, we're all in a house, no access to no phone, nothing, not even the time. And we stay every week people leave the house and it's 3 months maximum.
You also arrived in the US in 2013.
Yeah.
Right? So I would assume that you lived in France before that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit, how did you like growing up in France?
Growing up in France, I loved it. I'm from Paris.
Okay. What part of Paris?
94,
Okay,
suburbs.
le 94.
94.
What city?
Alfortville. Alfortville, Créteil. Yeah, I grew up kind of all over. I'm born in Paris in the 18.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
But then I moved kind of around so I would say mostly I grew up in the suburbs for sure. Moving
suburbs.
around. Yeah.
I'm from the
What about you guys?
91.
What about
91.
You're from the 91? But you grew up here. You grew up here, right?
No, I moved here when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
I'm a downtown guy. I'm from the 17s,
Oh, fancy.
Okay. He's that guy. You can tell by the haircut.
I can tell you true. 17.
La jeunesse dorée.
No, if you had the bear, that'd be 16. But.
True.
What kind of experience do you remember growing up in France?
You know what? I like it. Also, when you don't know outside of France. I grew up in Paris, France mostly, not really traveling that much. I mean, my dad is from Cameroon. I grew up going through between Cameroon and France, vacation, holiday, all this stuff. But other than that, I don't really travel growing up. So when you don't travel, you don't really know what's outside, right? So for me, growing up in Paris, it is what it is. It's you go to school, you do your things with your friends outside.
How was your experience going to school in France? Because we have a really different educational system than here in the United States. High school, middle school. What do you remember from that time?
No, honestly, you know what? I was pretty good at school.
Okay.
And I just kind of liked school somehow. I was this weird guy who I love sports and school. It was,
You did master, that's pretty...
Yeah. So this guy is kind of the perfect man.
No,
he likes school,
I'm
he's models, he plays sports.
I'm not. You know what I mean?
He's I wouldn't date myself, he's
right.
saying.
This is a good sides of me, you know what I mean? But we all have darker side.
Don't even worry, we'll talk about your darker side later. In France, we have something called the baccalaureate, le baccalaureate. And it's actually known to be the hardest high school diploma to get.
Really?
Here, high school, sorry for all the Americans watching this, but it's kind of a joke.
It is.
Everybody finished
high school here, it's a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did one, a semester. I dropped out after 3 months. I was like,
Really?
Yeah, I did my back, and the back is, for those who don't know, the back is literally a week straight of 1 or 2 exams, 3-hour exam per day. Well, you had it, right?
Yeah.
So you know how it is. Now it's a little different, but here, you go to high school here and it's how do you call that? Continuous grades. So if you have
contrôle continu.
If you have good grades, then you pass. But there's no exam at the end, right?
I thought it was an exam for them too after.
They do have the SAT. They do
have
the SAT.
to get into the college after.
Yeah. Well, technically, you go to high school and hopefully get to college afterwards.
Pretty much. There's a lot of stereotypes around French people being racist. I wanted to ask you about, if you're comfortable talking about it, I wanted to ask you about your experience. Did you experience any any bad behavior from French people, and is there a big difference between French racism and American racism?
I feel like just here in America, the difference to me between America and France is like here in America, the African American community is just way stronger and way more united than in France. To me, when you see like the Black Lives Matter, you see like a whole country. Matter of fact, not only black people, it was like a real movement where like it was no matter where you were from, it was almost like uniting every human being, around it. I feel like honestly in America, people are, like the African American community is more united and is stronger.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that
Personally.
I would actually agree on that. Okay, great. So now we talked earlier about you living in France.
Yeah.
Why did you live France? Like it's a country you would think like, I want to stay here. Yeah, there's like university healthcare, I have free college. It's a country with a lot of, advantage.
There's a lot of history. Food is better.
Why did you decide to like leave France to go to the United States?
American dream. Probably the same as you. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not.
We all kind of have it.
So you believe in the American dream?
I believe in the American dream. I feel like here there is more opportunity. You can make more money. You just have more freedom. And I just feel like, honestly, everything is possible. I grew up listening to American music, watching American movie. So it's like, I feel like in France, we're very, the American culture is very dominant in the French culture,
Did you move to LA at first?
Yeah, LA.
So he had a great experience. It wasn't like me. Like I moved to Ohio for 2 years and then went to Wisconsin.
better experience
I had my Midwest American dream.
What did you do? School, I guess, right?
I did. Yeah, I did play football.
Oh, you played football.
I don't want to call it soccer.
The actual football.
Yeah.
The one that you actually play with your foot. Not with your
The
hand,
real football. The real football.
So I moved in Ohio, and it's funny how like you moving to the U.S. and you think like, oh, I'm gonna go to New York City, like big buildings, skyline.
You only think San Francisco, New York, LA.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you think about. And he ends up
Miami.
And I ended up in the middle of like cows.
Yeah.
That's how I happened.
Ohio, is it? It's Cleveland, right?
Yeah, it's Cleveland, Columbus.
Tragic.
It's the real Midwest. The real
But
Midwest.
to be fair, I feel like Midwest people are really cool. To be honest, as far as like people, I feel like they're more genuine than actually people here in California, in LA.
They're cool people, very family oriented.
Yeah.
Okay, but I would say like more close-minded like French people and European in general. Like obviously they don't really travel that much, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not here to judge. Like people from the Midwest, it's just like they're not used to see like foreigners, people from other countries. So when you see someone going to school and having a French accent who barely speak English, it's weird to them.
I see.
So they're gonna be like I know I had like I didn't get bullied, but I had some problem being French, being in the Midwest. It wasn't easy all the time. For example,
Even
like,
here,
I was a goalkeeper, and I used to say like "fuck us" instead of "focus." So like it's like
you also, you're like come on,
You're just shouting "fuck us" on the field.
goalie on the field screen. I'm like, let's go, guys. Let's fuck us. And like it has a different meaning than just like focus. I have silly story. If I get started, I'm not gonna be done. So.
You moved here. So your American dream was to become a model, right? You moved here to become a model.
I moved here because at the time I was like, modeling is going to be the first step, towards the bigger goal.
Gotcha.
So, but it's not
What's
like
the bigger goal?
The bigger goal is to be financially independent.
Okay.
Financial freedom, and to me, financial freedom was easier to access in America than in France.
Sure.
The plan was just like, I was like, now I have a door. It was like, I can enter through modeling, I can travel the world, I can make some money. Second step maybe is going to be acting.
Yeah.
But the idea was like, I come from zero money, right? So the idea was like, let's make money with modeling, save money, invest either in businesses or, luckily I went to school kind of far. So my mind is always business oriented, right? So I'm always like, at the time I was like, I just need some type of cash to start some type of venture or business or
First million is always the hardest.
Yeah, I guess.
That's every time he talks, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You have everything. You're an athlete, an entrepreneur. He does cinema. He does modeling.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I do. No, I do.
I'm just asking.
I'm not trying to hit on him. I'm just saying, So, well, he said he's a model, but what brands have you been working with?
Honestly, it's been like almost 9-10 years I'm here. I've worked with many brands. Luckily, I signed with a big agency here. So, just to name a few.
They're the most popular ones.
Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Nike, Adidas.
Can you tell us like how do that sound in French? Like those brands?
I want to know why
'Cause, like,
Nike it says Nike. We say Nike.
Yeah, you
in
can't be
Nike.
saying
Right,
Why you say
Nike.
Nike? It's just an E
Nike.
at the end. Like
That's
makes
like
no sense.
betraying our country. You have to say Nike.
I don't mind saying Nike. You know why? Because Nike is an American brand, right?
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of French brand, like
Yeah.
as you said, Louis Vuitton, Saint Laurent, and this brand. You know, we said Nike, so I think they should pronounce the French
Oh,
brand.
they do Saint Laurent. I'm like,
Yeah, you know, they should pronounce the French brand
I'm
with
like,
the French
let's try.
accent. You know what I mean?
I'm like, make them fancy. Like, don't make them
Yeah.
American. You know, like
Yeah.
if you say Louis Vuitton, like
Yeah,
you're not actually buying Louis Vuitton. Like, come on.
No.
Like
Say
if you buy
LV. I'm like, we don't even say LV in France. Do we say LV in France? No, right?
LV, yeah, we say.
You say Louis Vuitton.
I don't know. I can afford those brands. So it's not like I can pronounce
I
them.
never bought
Come
it either,
on,
but-
come on. This guy is like playing professional
Yeah.
soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm a
you
goalie,
know,
so I don't have the skills, but
Especially when you scream "fuck us" on the field.
yeah,
Probably drops the pay a little bit.
whatever. So, obviously, you're a good-looking guy. You have a successful life. I know I'm not gonna stop saying that, but what is
Then
your
today it's like, you know, I'm going to come here more often, you know?
when the camera is off? I'm gonna ask for his number a little kid. What
We're
what
here
is your
to up
dating
your ego.
Yeah, what is your dating life like kind of look like here? Like,
Yeah, I'm jealous.
are you single? Are you like in a relationship? Like, how is the culture shock between American girls and French girls?
Yeah, there is a big difference between American and European for sure. I don't even know where to start. We need to have a more focused question.
I'll
Because
start
it's
for
like
you.
this is-
I'll start for you.
for me.
So-
Start for me.
You know, here there's
Yeah.
the
Hookup culture.
hookup culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like here, you know, they have words that have three literally letters
Right.
that are DTF. That mean down to F words.
Okay.
You know?
Down to French.
Okay.
Isn't it down to French?
Yeah, see.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
You know
my
what?
bad. My bad. I forgot.
Let's use the more polite way. Let's say there is a Netflix and chill culture.
Yeah.
This is the more, you know.
I like. He's polite too.
It's okay, man.
All right.
Hey,
Anywho,
no, we are French. We need to show that French, we know we are like gentlemen, and you know what I mean?
I'm Americanized now. I've been here for too long. So
You have Paris 17 and you have the real French.
True.
Yeah.
Well, which is weird. I feel like I'm from the 17 and I feel you're from where I'm from.
so
This is switch of culture.
so are you a Netflix and chill guy? Or are you more romantic because you're French?
No, I definitely can be a Netflix and chill. I'm not gonna lie and act like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like I
I
feel like
mean-
we can all be Netflix and chill, and I used to
For the right person.
do a lot of Netflix and chill. Why not? You know, a lot of good movies on Netflix. You know,
I mean, right? No, there's plenty
lot
of
of good ones.
plenty of good French movies as well. Like you can be watching.
Funny, I don't remember a lot of movies on Netflix
oh,
for
you
some
don't?
reason.
You-
Yeah.
You were too busy.
Yeah,
You were more focused on the
No.
chill than on the Netflix.
that sounds like a him
it's the
problem.
one.
Are you single? Also, you are.
Yeah.
How
He's the only one that's not.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
tragic.
I love you, baby. I would never do anything like that. Yeah, do you use
I've
dating
been on
apps?
dating apps before for sure.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Have you used them in France as well, or just here?
No, I've used them in France. Yeah,
Okay.
also yeah.
How
'Cause,
different are they for
once
you?
it's on your phone, like you know, wherever you
Right.
go, like you know, I used to use dating apps because I used to travel a lot. I still travel a lot, but and you know when you go somewhere to some location,
Yeah.
remote location, I used to go a lot to the Midwest, for instance. Personally, I love the Midwest. I love the people there. It's just like you know with the dating apps, like wherever you go, you can always connect with people, right, and meet people. So it's like
I hate him. You can
To
connect
understand
with people.
He wants to
Yeah.
understand the local culture.
No, me-
That's what it
Exactly.
is.
It's like you know, no, but that's how it is. It's all about connecting. No?
It's connections, man.
You know what?
My teacher always says your network is your net worth.
That's very true.
And so I'm like,
That's
he's
what I
just
think
trying to network. He's just business.
I know
Always
he
business,
does.
man.
He is. So, I honestly like French are like you think we're more romantic than people than guys here, or do you think it's a myth? Do you think like we actually know more like other Americans?
No, I feel you know what? We as French are very lucky because we have this
accent.
stigma of this like we also have the accent, but we have also like the stereotypes of like, oh, French are so romantic, Paris is so beautiful. You know, all this when you say you're from Paris here, girls are like, oh my god, Paris is such a romantic city, it's so beautiful. Personally, I don't think Paris is romantic. I don't think Paris is beautiful. I like
come
Paris. I love
on.
Paris. I think it's a
Come
beautiful
on.
city. But is it a romantic city? It's very dirty to me. You go to the Champs-Élysées where they say, oh my God, the most...
Well, yeah.
You go there, like, it's like, honestly, we're all... When I grew up, a lot of people where I'm from, so every night they're going there just to get girls sitting on the things, drinking. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not... To me, I don't think it's romantic.
Yeah. Well, if you compare it to like LA,
more romantic than LA,
like
yeah.
you're not gonna go on a
Yeah.
date on Venice Beach. you know,
Beach.
My bad.
Beach.
My bad. See, yes.
I did that multiple times.
You'll cut that.
No, I'll keep it in.
So on Venice Beach, like you're not gonna take your girls. There's like literally like we have homeless in Paris, but not living on a whole, you know, on the whole thing, you
Yeah.
know. So I just feel like when you take your girl by the like Tour Eiffel, you bring a little wine, you know, a little fromage, and you make it fancy. Yes, we don't do that, but let's keep the dream real.
No, I was gonna say, wait.
But if you're the one that you can make it happen, it's just because us, like, with it, you know, like it's too cliche. But I brought my girl to the Bateau Mouche.
Oh,
You
yes.
brought the Bateau Mouche, like on
Yeah,
the Seine,
yeah.
So
and
good.
we had dinner, you know, on the Seine.
C'est incroyable.
But wait,
that
but I have
was-
a question. Your girl is French or she's American?
No, she is American. Listen.
Here we
So
go.
I had to play-
So now I'm going to ask you a question. In your life, when you're living in Paris all your life, have you ever one time in your life brought your girl in a Bateau Mouche on the Seine? Be honest.
No, I don't think you do.
Exactly, because
I'm
it's a
trying to
tourist. It's a tourist trap. You bring
It
some
is.
American guy. It is. You bring your girl from America to France. You bring her to the Eiffel Tower. You're like, yeah, the cheese plate. I never took a girl to the cheese plate under the Eiffel
Dude, I
Tower.
made a cheese
I never
plate.
took
You
a
should
girl.
make it. You should make it. I promise you. Well,
I never took a girl like Bateau Mouche. Bateau Mouche. No, Montmartre is nice. Montmartre is, but you know, I think like it's very cliche. I feel like that's the people you take from America. But look,
Yeah.
Paris, I think is beautiful. It's definitely more romantic than LA. But I just feel like a lot of people make it like a little bit bigger than it is, to be honest. But I feel like definitely French men or European in general, I think we are more gentlemen and more, because look, we all
Take our
want,
time more.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, even we all want the same thing at the end, probably like, you know, as men or even, you know, women,
Yeah.
we all want probably, you know, when we go out, we are all like this like sexual desire and attraction, right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like Europeans, the way we you know, it's all about, I feel like to me, a woman is all about how do you lead her to your goal, right? There is way to do things. No, but I'm serious.
I'm
you know?
listening. I love that. I actually love
Where,
that.
where do we find the plan? Where do we find the?
I'm actually writing a book right now about how.
I was like,
No, I'm thinking about
you
it. No, I'm
should
thinking
though.
about it.
You really should.
I was like, he should buy this book to get more girls. That's for sure.
Damn.
No, well,
hurts.
yeah, no, I agree with you. That we're like
Yeah, it's all about the way. And I feel like definitely European and French, we are more.
I feel respectful.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah,
we're
maybe.
not as straightforward. I feel like, I don't know, we're just like more romantic, more polite. We're trying to be, you know, of course it's fake. Like, of course we're not. We're not all of us, but sometimes we try to get to a goal. You said it yourself.
Right.
And that's by that's being romantic, polite, being like class, a gentleman. That eventually you get to the Netflix and chill part. Here they want to go to the Netflix and chill part right away.
Right away, yeah.
You know, and if they don't, like,
Right. It's pretty crazy.
it's done. They're not trying.
Just to give you an idea, like
And you don't like that?
It's just different. I don't have any opinion on
it's
that.
more transactional.
don't?
No,
It's
No
more
opinion?
transactional.
No.
Can't talk about it?
No, period.
I think, like, to give you an example, what's crazy is, like, I opened the door to the girl. Like, I took a girl out, like, last week, and
Mm-hmm.
I opened the door, and she was like, whoa, like, that rarely happens. I'm like, what?
Really?
Like, how does that rarely happens? Like, just people, like, guys don't, like, open doors. Like, they're not, how do you say that? Chivalry?
Chivalry.
Oh,
Chivalry.
Yeah,
maybe,
whatever.
I don't know.
La courtoisie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll do the
gentleman.
translation. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
put the subtitles.
yeah.
Also, buying dinner. I remember my first date here.
Ah, damn, that one's rough.
Mm-hmm.
I bought dinner, and the girl was like, "No, we can do half and half."
Yeah, this is actually like a big thing that to me is a big turn off. People who like share the bill. Mostly when you're little, you take a girl out, or you know,
Interesting.
Either to me, either I pay or you pay. But I hate people who do like, you know, half.
That's
you know,
so
it's
like-
you
that's
know,
so like, I
yeah,
wanna
it's kind of like
half-ass your
exactly.
life, yeah.
I want to be
You know what I mean? It's
respectful,
like-
but I don't want to spend too much money.
No, you know what I mean? It's like, to me, it's like, you know, if you take a girl out, you know, pay, or, you know, and I don't think like the guy should always pay. You know, it can be like, you know, sometimes you pay, sometimes she pay.
Right.
But like the first time, you know.
Yeah, the first, but it should be something that's like, you know, you guys are sharing a good time together. It shouldn't be like, oh wait, let's count. Oh, what did you drink? What did I? No, you know what I mean? It's like, stay home.
No, I
if
think
it's all
it's good. Like, if you pay, and then it's like, if she wants to pay, you're like, okay, you'll just get the next one, or you get the
that.
dessert.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that like willingness to not just be
No,
like,
yeah, I like
take it
that.
out.
Yeah, I like a girl also who's like actually like
know,
offering
when-
to pay in a way.
Yeah.
Because a lot
when
of
they do
girls in
alligator
America.
hands and you're just like
Yeah.
trying to find the wallet,
Yeah.
and they're like, where is it?
That would be embarrassing, but society has changed, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I hate a stereotype like guys have to pay, but I just feel like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more like elegant, like
happens.
it's more
Yeah.
like a gentleman
Yeah.
way when you go to dinner.
Right.
One last thing that I think is actually pretty funny is la bise.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how here, you know, when I meet like girls, I don't do la bise. Because I would get punched in the face, you know,
Yeah.
like the girl would be like, literally,
I was
that's like,
red the
that's
first
like
couple
a,
times.
doing la bise to an American girl, it's almost like assaulting, because you're like, you don't do this.
We just have different physical boundaries.
Like they hug here. They hug. I feel
But
like
if you were to hug a girl in France, you'd be like, just.
That's what I'm saying. I almost feel like hugging is more personal than kissing.
think so
Like
too.
la bise to me.
I think so
it's-
too.
Because
I
it's
think
like
so
you
too.
actually like get close to someone. It's like you guys very like la bise is more like it's at the end of the day it's like cheeks against cheeks. You know what I mean?
we don't even touch, right?
But it's just the culture that's
It's just
different.
different. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Oh,
Finally.
it's even like guys. Like sometimes, like my best guy friends, like I'll do the biz with them.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, we
fine.
do that.
Just
Yeah.
imagine doing la biz with a guy in America.
Yeah.
In the Midwest,
Yeah.
if a guy from Ohio try to do the biz with him,
Oh god.
oh, he'll knock you out. He'll knock you out. And that would be bad. Like never do the biz to a guy here.
Yeah, la bise is in France is just like like even in your family. I mean, your uncle, man or woman is just like that's how you say hi.
And
Man or woman.
in some region they do 4.
Yeah,
It really depends.
yeah,
and then
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it's on the left, and then it's on the right, and
Yeah.
it's 2,
Yeah.
it's 3, it's 4. Like it's
Yeah.
Can get really complicated. So to keep going
Can.
and talking about French kiss, what is a French kiss? What the hell is a French kiss?
What do they call that?
Yeah, who decided that the kiss using tongues is going to be named after the French language? Do you know why? Because I have no idea.
You don't make your research?
I actually do.
Come on.
I did take
Damn,
I
he
did.
threw you under the bus like that. That was mean.
I'm not going to tell the source,
He's coming back on the podcast. I like that.
but it says, so on internet.
There we go.
He just Googled it. He did it.
There we go.
Why?
That's good. At least we learned something.
First, I'm speaking English, and it's very hard for me to keep up. So that's why I'm reading, because I don't want to forget my script. So no one really knows the exact reason why we use the term, but it was like adopted by Americans who traveled to France and kissed French women who were more comfortable with the bit of tongue action.
That's true.
Are you a tongue guy?
Sometimes to me, not really.
No, me neither.
Not
You have
really.
to ease in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
To be
it's not. You
honest,
just mean it's like
Dude,
bam, the whole thing.
I'll get too horny if I start making
That's
the
what I was
tongue.
gonna say. You know what I mean? To me, the tongue thing, it's almost like it's a pre-sex. No, seriously, it's like it's like it's almost.
Is it first sexual contact? That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's probably not put it that way. I wouldn't say
It is.
sexual
That's what it-
content.
No, it's like how do you call it?
What's first physical
before
contact?
to have sex, what is it called?
Préliminaire.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you say
But
that in
you say it in
English?
English again?
Foreplay.
Foreplay. Yeah,
Really? I'm learning.
I think so. So it's
We don't
almost
do that?
like. No,
I do, but I don't-
I told you, you go straight to the point.
Oh my god.
He's a DTF kind of guy.
It's like,
Yeah.
put your pants down.
Okay, no, probably not like that. Jesus, you guys are hard. You guys are
Come
harsh.
on.
So, I mean, we talk about French kids, girls, dating.
Well, how'd you get them?
French 101. How do you flirt in French? How would you like introduce yourself properly? Girls or boys, actually, like it doesn't matter. Like, what would you say
To someone that you're trying
to get?
Then I don't know, like I just run into her like
Like in
somewhere.
the
like pickup
bar.
line.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, like I feel like it's for the longest time, which is very funny. I used to never go and talk to a girl. Never. I was too shy.
Come on. You were
I
shy?
swear. Yeah.
Bruh.
I
Girls
used to never
like
did-
shy guys. I don't know why.
Maybe that's why I was shy. I was like, just kind of like
He
yeah,
knew
shy.
the plan.
I'm shy.
The
That's
plan.
part- that's
He
part of the
understand
plan. It's
he
all about the
understands
plan.
the audience, and then he was like, okay, that's what I need.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but I used to be shy. But I don't really actually go and talk to girls like that. But I would say, like, if I do, I would try to do something very natural. Like, I don't know, like if you're like working out or like, let's say you're at a restaurant, you go and you say just like, I don't know, you say, hey, how are you? Honestly, basic stuff.
So, like in
Because then
French,
what?
like how would you say that in French? Like how are you? Like hi,
You
how
say
are you?
bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour, ça va?
Yeah,
Bon,
bonjour,
ça va, mademoiselle?
Like
Ça va
bonjour,
bien, tu passes
mademoiselle.
une bonne journée, bonjour. Moi, je dis pas mademoiselle parce que mademoiselle, ça fait un peu.
Ça fait un peu kéké.
Ça fait un peu, tu sais, la cité, mademoiselle.
94.
Tu fais 9-4, ouais.
Alors, donc bonjour mademoiselle.
Tu
Qu'est-ce
sors
que
en
tu
wesh bien ou quoi?
Non, voilà, t'as
ouais, je dis
raison,
quoi, tu
Ouais,
c'est-
tu peux dire ça si tu veux.
ça,
Moi,
tu peux dire ça,
ouais.
tu te prends.
Ça dépend de l'audience, encore
Non,
une
tu
fois.
vois, tu dis bonjour, comment ça va? Ouais, tu passes une. Comment ça va? Ça va, ça va. Tu passes une bonne journée. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Voilà.
Okay.
Tu fais quoi de beau dans la vie?
It's so funny how, like in French, you can have a conversation by using the same word. If I say ça va, you're gonna say
Ça
ça
va,
va.
yeah.
You're gonna ask me back ça va, and I'm gonna say
Ça va, ça va, ah, ça va.
Ça va?
Ça va bien, ça va bien.
Like what the hell is that? I understand why people are struggling so much learning
Yeah,
French. Like that
yeah.
makes no sense.
That's why they need you. You know?
That's why they need
There we
us
go.
and the podcast. That's
There
why
we
you gotta
go.
subscribe
There we go.
and like this video. So please don't
Rendez-Vous.
forget.
Yeah.
And how about like some pickup line? Like in France, we have the cigarette. We have a lot of people smoking, and it's always a lot like, oh, t'as un briquet?
Yeah.
T'as une cigarette?
Yeah.
Do you smoke?
I don't smoke. I don't drink. So it's like a
Wow.
very yeah.
So
don't
it's
smoke,
so it's
don't
hard
drink.
to
I'm still
get
waiting for
girls.
the
So I'm kind
downside.
of like
Still waiting for the downside.
A lot of people actually told me like because people ask me, oh, you French, oh, you must smoke, you must drink, because it's a cliche,
Yeah.
French people, everyone smoke, everyone drink, and
Yeah.
I don't. So people are like, wait, are you really French? Are you? And I'm like, yeah, but no, I don't smoke, I don't drink. Me, I would say pickup line. If I would have to say pickup line, I would say just.
I'm gonna give you some pickup lines.
In
you'll
French or in English?
In French.
Okay.
En français.
Okay.
And you'll tell me what do you think. Okay.
Okay.
So first we have, excuse-moi, tu as l'heure.
Oh, no.
This is the worst to me because
So no?
no, because usually you have either watch or your phone. So the guy's going to be like, you are bad.
Okay, so we have no for excuse me, do you have the time? So do not use this as a pickup line
I
if you're
wouldn't say-
going to French.
Yeah,
Tu
this
es
is a
avec
good
quelqu'un? So are you with someone? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's not too bad. I mean, this
Yeah?
is better probably, but are you with someone?
Oh, that's actually a good one. Tu veux boire un verre? Like, would you like to go for a drink?
Yeah. I would say, would you like to go for a green juice?
And the girl's in love because like, oh,
That's
like,
why he moved
doesn't-
to LA so he can go to Press Juice.
Here we go. There's so many healthy
he's-
spots. That's why I'm here.
he's
That's
an-
actually why I'm
Because
here.
in France, you can't get any girls if you don't smoke, if you don't drink. That's like where you get
Yeah.
most of the people, right?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
maybe the gym.
He's an
something,
organic
but-
guy. I respect for that. I wish I could
Come on, you work out. You used to play soccer.
You want
and
me to
stuff,
take off my shirt and you take off your shirt and we see how we look like?
so show the audience. They want to see. The ladies
If-
want to see. The ladies want
If
to
I
see
show
you.
mine, you got to show yours.
Ah, yeah.
How about that?
No, you're going to make me look bad. You're going to make me look bad.
Oh man. So, how about tu viens souvent ici? Like, do you come here often?
Yeah.
I think that's not a bad one.
Yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
bad one.
No,
That's
it's a
not
pretty
bad
good one.
actually. Yeah, are you coming here often? I think it's
So yeah. So
It's very classic, but it works.
well, yeah, you have to start a conversation like
somewhere.
I
Right.
just
You know what I'm going to say also? I think, sometimes girls, when they're like, let's say, I don't know, at a bar, sitting by themselves or whatever it is, they come to the bar like to meet people too. If they don't want to meet
If they're
people, they stay
alone,
home.
yeah.
So I feel like sometimes you just need to say just something, just to start the conversation. I don't think they are waiting for you to find like the things coming out of space, like, oh, nobody told me that before. I think it's, you look at her, I think it's just already like a, little smile. She shows some interest. You already know there is kind of like already she's making you like, a big hint. Hey, yeah. I feel like, me, that's how I always look at people. I love to people watch. And sometimes you always see when there is some type of, the girl is like looking back or, you can feel the energy and feel the vibe, right? And so if you see she's kind of like looking back, a little bit smiling, you already know. You can go and say whatever it is. Hey, hi, how are you? It's going
whatever
to be
you're
fine.
gonna say, it's gonna work. If you had to choose between a French woman and American woman right now to like start,
Who'd you make life with?
Yeah.
Between a French woman and an American woman, just based on being French or American is hard, obviously.
Nah,
but I'm
don't lie to me.
that's why
You know, like-
I'm going to play the game, and I would say French.
Why?
Just for one reason many reasons. Is just we have the same culture, and to me,
Yeah.
it's always easier to build with someone who can relate to you, understand you, same kind of jokes, same kind of background. We can talk about it's just the same upbringing in a way. So I would say French, even if I have to say like I moved here. I love American women and but
They're
just
nice.
like this,
They're
if I have to
nice.
really answer like that, I would say French just because of the
cultural differences.
sharing the same culture and same language. My family, like a lot of my family, a lot of people in my family don't speak English. So if it's like to build, I would be, it just make it easier. I would say.
So you're saying American won't learn French?
That's why they need you, right? So subscribe to the podcast, learn
Listen
French,
to
and
the
then
man.
you can,
Listen to the man. If you have a French boyfriend or girlfriend, make sure you subscribe. And,
not even if they don't, even if they just want to learn the language, to maybe they go to France, or they just want to, hey, you know what? They just want to learn a new language. It's always good, right? For the brain.
Period. So,
I like that. That's a good way to end this.
any last
Any
word?
tips? Any tips?
I think like you guys are like, great already. Look at this. This guy is like, he
Yeah,
has like the
man.
biceps.
Can you show me your arm?
Hey, I have the
Okay,
vein
show that.
right
We
here.
show that.
Can you zoom in on the camera?
Yeah, you make a little zoom. Who's bigger?
Oh shit!
Put in the comments.
Same.
What's bigger, this or
Put in the
this?
comment. Who's bigger? Thank you.
Competition.
I'm a skinny guy. I'm more of a skinny.
You need to bring someone who has a bigger biceps than me here on the podcast.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
That's a challenge.
You know what? If you're thinking of anybody that would invite that is bigger
Can
than
you
this
combine
guy,
them? Can you do like two like this?
I think he would still.
Yeah, probably.
destroy us.
The
That's
four,
all right.
the four of us is.
That's all
like
right. Take me to the
4
gym.
biceps.
We'll do some sessions.
Let's do it. No, but guys, I feel like honestly, it's great. Like your podcast is great. That's why I came. Thank you for the invite. I
Thank
think
you
it
for
was
coming.
great.
Non, Pierre, merci
You know?
beaucoup
Non,
d'être venu.
merci.
C'est super gentil. Et puis, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
And yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. You like this video.
Don't forget to subscribe to Pierre on his social media.
Make sure you go follow Pierre on Instagram, like all your
Yeah.
platform. You
Yeah.
have Instagram,
Yeah,
YouTube.
I'm sure you will put the.
Yeah, we'll put everything down there. Don't
Everything.
He
worry.
You know.
already knows. All right. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Au revoir.
Merci. À bientôt. Au
Ciao,
revoir.
ciao.
Ciao.
Dude, we need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Really need to go to the gym.
That's embarrassing.